Welcome to Dr. Coco's Kitchen. My name is Dr. Chanel, otherwise known as Dr. Coco in my kitchen. I'm so excited for today's episode. We are going to create some special dishes, but first, let me introduce our special guest, the very own, my very own sister, the host with the most.
Hey y'all!
Or Christina, as we call her in the family.
Yeah, that's the government name. We don't use that.
I use the whole.
Okay.
All right. So I have my sister, Chris, joining us today. You want me to call you the host with the most today, or you want me to call you Chris?
It's a family edition, so you can say Chris.
Okay, great, because I wasn't about to be saying the host, that's too long. Anyway, Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, what you're excited about witnessing today.
Okay, I am a female MC in Houston, so I rock parties, events. I go on tour with my friend. Her name is Anaya. Check her out. Great songstress. And I'm mainly excited about the mimosas.
I'm about to make a whole gumbo, and this girl just said she.
Are we making gumbo?
Yes, gumbo.
Like gumbo.
It's the cheap gumbo that your mom taught me how to make. So this is my sister, and we share a dad, and we have different moms, and her mom is my bonus mom, and she taught me how to make a cheap gumbo.
Ooh.
So this is a cheap gumbo. That means it's quick. It's still made with some of the traditional methods, but it's just not going to take as long because we're cooking some of the ingredients first, and we're using a roux that is pre-prepared instead of making it from scratch. I do know how to make it from scratch, so if you would like to see roux for gumbo or other dishes made from scratch, I can definitely create a video for that. Create a video of that for you, but not today. This is a quick and easy way to make gumbo.
Well, if we're making my mom gumbo, hold on just a second. We're gonna do my mama cooking in a gumbo. We gotta get the spirits of our ancestors, and they cooking moo-moos.
That's not even African print.
If anything, you look like a GD right now.
A GD?
I know, right? A gangster disciple. You know, that's like.
Holy Spirit, watch.
The mimosas kicking in, right? I bake half of the chicken because boiling the other part of chicken creates a natural chicken broth. So I do half and half. So that's what we're gonna do first because this is gonna take the longest.
Okay.
Some of the chicken still has the skin on it because that's flavor, right?
Yeah.
And some of the chicken does not have the skin on it because you don't want a whole bunch of skin floating around in your gumbo because that's not hot.
Yeah, we're not doing that. But it's cool.
We season our chicken. Don't have to do too much because we're still, it's still gonna be in the gumbo. And we're gonna pop this in the oven for maybe about 15 to 17 minutes. It doesn't have to be cooked all the way because like I said, this is still going inside of our gumbo and it's gonna continue to cook, but we wanna brown it and that oven flavor, it'll just give it layers to our gumbo. Oh, and for those of you all who have been following my channel, this is my new baby, my Le Creuset pot that I told you all about and I just did the unboxing for, so I'm trying her out. It's from North Louisiana. It's called Down Home Sausage. It's really good. So we're gonna use Down Home sausage in our gumbo today because we have sausage, chicken, shrimp, and crab legs in our gumbo, no okra.
Yes.
So what are your favorite things to have in a gumbo?
Oh, well, my mom is allergic to seafood, so when I am around seafood, I love shrimp.
Okay.
And I like crab legs. Okay. Everything that you have over here. I'm excited.
Yeah, so we typically just get the chicken and sausage gumbo because, nobody's trying to go to the hospital.
What do you think about when you cut sausage?
You said me up there. Right? But I do have a dry sense of humor. Hers is not dry, but mine is dry. But it's there.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, that's why she got pomegranate on her lip. The first thing that hit me was the scent of the sausage because this sausage has green onions in it. So I'm smelling garlic. Of course, you smell the sausage, the smokiness because it's a smoked sausage. You can do beef sausage or turkey or pork, whatever, but just whatever type of protein sausage you decide to do, make sure it's smoked. So we have our sausage cut. I'm gonna rinse my knife off and then I'm gonna start dicing my veggies and I'm gonna put them in the food processor because the onions, they make you cry, not context me in it.
Chicken, yeah. Fried it, Love it, you need all of it.
This is done, so we're gonna go over to the stove now and we're going to saute our seasoning, our veggies that consist of the Holy Trinity and garlic. We're gonna saute it in butter because you need butter.
You need butter.
Okay, so now we get to the cheat part. We are not using, well, we've been cheating the whole way, but this is not roux from scratch. This is dry roux. So the brand that we like to use is a plug, right? Shout out, y'all. Hashtag Dr. Coco's Kitchen, right?
Plug.
It's a plug. It's not, I have no shame in this plug, right? So this is Carrie's roux. If you know, you know. If you don't know, now you know. We are using the dry roux. They have two types of roux. The other one is like, how would you explain that?
It's a weird texture. It's kind of like Worcestershire sauce with like grease.
So the thing is, it's hard. It's in a jar like this, and it's hard and it's dark like Worcestershire sauce.
Close.
And it has oil in it, and you can add it to your dishes to make roux. This one is just powder, but that other one with the oil, like if you know, it's the stuff that's dark is hard. And if you scoop in there too much, you can have oil everywhere. It's possible. I've done it before.
Right.
So we're gonna add this first before the diced veggies because we don't want the roux to clump with our vegetables.
Okay. So how do you know how much to put it? You just
Well, rub on this moo and let the ancestors guide us. But no, seriously, the roux should be the color of me. So I always use my forearm to determine the color of my gumbo. So essentially, if I were adding water later, I would make a a very dark chocolate type of roux, and then the water would lighten it up. But since I already have water in here, I just need to come to the color of like my forearm because gumbo is not supposed to be soup-like. It's not supposed to be thin. It's supposed to be kind of thick, and it's not supposed to be the color of this dry roux. It's supposed to be a darker, warmer tone that's like chocolate, not quite as dark as cocoa, but kind of close to cinnamon and nutmeg. So since that's my complexion, hence Dr. Coco, I just use my forearm to determine. Okay, so we have our roux the right color now. We're going to add our seasoning, our veggies and Holy Trinity to it, and then we're gonna add our meat last because the seafood cooks pretty fast, so we're gonna add that in last because we don't want it overcooked to where it's falling apart.
Hey sis.
What happened to your moo-moo?
You know, the mimosas and the moo-moo just does not combine very well. I got hot quick in this gumbo season.
Okay.
So, how we looking?
Does the color
It's the color. It's the color it needs to be.
The color needs to be.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's thick enough, right? Because you don't want. Wait, what'd you do? Where do you get that from?
It's a song. It's called "Thick" by Beat King. That he says she's thick. She makes him stutter.
Thick.
Yeah, she make him stutter. That's
That's
word.
real thick.
Like that's the real word.
H-Town thick.
Yeah, like she make him stutter. That's the next line in that song.
Okay, I mean I'm not a man, but I never seen nobody thick before. So our roux needs to be thick.
Yeah.
You gotta say thick at the end.
Oh, okay. Thick. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how the roux needs to be because when you move it in this pot, as you see, it's not moving like chicken broth. You should not have chicken broth with chicken and a couple of like sausages and seafood in it.
Or okra.
I should go with that.
I'm just saying. Okay. Throw it in.
Okay, so we just added our, veggies. Now we're going to add the rest of our protein to it, and we're just going to let it simmer, and that will be our gumbo. This is a cheat gumbo.
I don't know if y'all saw that Chris Brown challenge when they put the blanket and he's like dancing like this. That's what you do while the gumbo is cooking in your.
Who said that?
It's in Chris Brown Relations 3:14.
Chris Brown Relations. Put a crab leg in there. Some people use blue crab. These are snow crabs because this is what HEB had.
So delicious.
Look at that. It is smooth. There's no lumps in there.
Chicken.
It's the color of the forearm.
Lord,
people think I'm crazy when I say it needs to be the color of my forearm, but this is a perfect match. And it's not too thin. It's not too thick. It's this gumbo right here. Let me tell you something. The best Creole gumbo you're ever going to have.
Yes. At an affordable price too.
And it's quick. All right, so we have all of our meats and proteins added to the gumbo. Now we're just about to add the seasoning so it can simmer.
Okay.
Look at that, it's not light, it's thick, that consistency. Okay, so we're going to add some oregano.
Okay.
Oregano's a little spicy, not too much. That's probably about a half a teaspoon. Now cayenne, you can't not add the cayenne. I do gently, right? So it's probably gonna be a quarter teaspoon. You don't wanna make it too spicy. Would you just?
I smelled the spice.
Did you really, or
I
you're just
did.
being dramatic?
Maybe both.
Okay, let's tell the truth. Shame the devil.
Okay.
Smoked paprika. Everything is about layers. I love to cook with layered flavors, so the smoked paprika just adds, like I said, another layer instead of just regular paprika. Since you said that's not a part of the trinity.
Okay.
Onion powder. This is a part of the, what you call it?
We haven't came up with a name
We'll
yet.
call
We're
it a
working
name.
on
We'll
it.
let you know. Okay.
We're working
To
on
be announced. Onion powder. You're gonna need about a teaspoon of onion powder. Tablespoon of garlic powder.
Yeah.
And we do have fresh garlic in here. And then last but not least are two ingredients that make this gumbo. And that is filet. Okay. This is ground filet. About a quarter teaspoon. Notice that color is like an olive green. And then last but not least, before you let it simmer, you have to add your bay leaves. Do you trust the gumbo without a bay leaf in it?
It's not an actual leaf, guys.
It's just for flavor. You're not supposed to eat the bay leaf. You're actually supposed to take it out before you eat. I'm gonna put 2.5.
Okay.
Well, no, we're just gonna put 2. This is not a big pot of gumbo. Yes, he will. Oh, look at that. It's not soupy. This is not soup. This is gumbo. This is a thick.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so for authentic Louisiana Creole style New Orleans gumbo, you definitely have to eat it with rice. You can have more rice or less rice. It just depends on what your preference is. We like to eat it with rice. Some people have rice and potato salad. Have you heard of that before?
I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen the potato salad. We have our saltine crackers. Sometimes people eat gumbo with cornbread. We do not. We need the crackers. We have our crackers. And so now it's time for the favorite part, the taste test. I'm so hungry, y'all.
You know, I've been waiting all my life for this moment. I want to thank my mom
Yes, big ups.
for the recipe. Oh, we tried it with the crackers.
You go put it on a cracker?
Yeah,
Oh, do you
I
think?
want to try it with the cracker. So I eat my own
But
seed.
the food. Jesus, what?
It's giving what it is supposed to give.
Do a little jig.
The flavors, the texture, the rice, the sausage, the everything.
The sausage is nice and smoky. We get a piece of shrimp.
Let me try
This
this.
roux is all thick.
Really good. Did a good job, sis. I'm with it.
Okay. So we're gonna finish eating our gumbo.
Yeah.
We don't want to be rude and chew and sop the gumbo up with a cracker in your face. But if you like what you saw, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Coco's Kitchen. If you think this lady is absolutely hilarious, because she is, go follow the host with the most.
Yes.
Thank you for joining
Thank you
Dr.
for
Coco's Kitchen Holiday Series Gumbo. I lose all control and anger takes over me.
Facts.